It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. And the News Jesup City Commissioners made it official Tuesday. They hired interim city manager Nick Ellis as the full-time city manager. WIFO FM had a chance to talk with the new city manager yesterday and ask him about his vision for the city of Jesup.
Mr. Nick Ellis, approved Tuesday night as the full-time city manager. First of all, sir, congratulations.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Bob, and thank you for this opportunity to have this interview.
Well, again, you're now the full-time city manager, so the city manager's object is to have a vision for where the city of Jesup goes. So what's your vision for the city of Jesup?
So right now we're working with the city commissioners to develop that work through our GMA resources. We have really been working with them over the last couple of weeks to really develop a city mission, vision, and some core values that we will be announcing in the coming weeks. They attended our retreat. They'll compile our report, and they'll take all of the information from all 6 of the commissioners and the mayor, to include myself and the city clerk treasurer, and then they will develop a platform for us to move forward under that vision with that paperwork.
I've said it many times before, the backbone of the city is the city employees, and you mentioned that. I know at the last meeting you talked about the salaries. You want to try to make them as competitive as possible. So yes, I know that's something you're working on as well, the
yes,
pay
sir.
scale.
So when you look at where we are, when you are looking in our surrounding counties, you take into account, Brunswick, Glenn County, you take in, Liberty, Long, Appleton County, Pierce County, where they are, they're a couple of steps ahead of us. And when you compare, municipalities and also the county governments as well, you still see us sitting below them. And so in order for us to make sure that our employees come and, stay here and want to, build a credible career, we've got to be competitive to keep them here in Wayne County and in the city of Jesup. I am grateful that we do have a competitive pay scale against the county, because that keeps our employees from making that transition over to, the county. But we still have some work to do to make sure that we don't lose these individuals to other counties that are surrounding us.
Another story we're following, I know the city is looking for a full-time DDA director, and the commissioners and the mayor talked about that at the retreat, and they were all on board saying they thought a full-time DDA director would help the city of Jesup. So how soon will that process go? Are they taking applications, or how's that working?
So we're in the development stage of the actual job. That position has had many, different job descriptions in the past. It's been full-time under, some of my predecessors, and then it went to a part-time role. We had the opportunity at the request of the DDA board representative, Ms. Cora Wejic. She and some of the members had asked me to consider making that a full-time job. I proposed to the council that I would like to see that as a full-time job, which their main focus would be downtown development, but we also would need assistance with marketing and grant writing and different things. And so we've developed a job description. Right now that job description is in the hands of our city attorney. He will, put his work on it and make sure that, it's good to go for us to post. Once I get that job description back, I will have the council to review it first, and then I will take that to the DDA board. Once both the council and the DDA board has given me the green light, I will post that job and I will advertise it for a minimum of 30 days. And then we will pull together a committee, some members of the DDA board and some of the internal HR staff here, and we will, interview those individuals and make a selection for that job.
Okay. Well, again, congrats again on being the full-time city manager. Look forward to working with you and wish you the best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I appreciate, again, the commissioners for this opportunity. Look forward to working with you, Bob, and thank everybody for their work and support that they do for the city of Jesup.
And once again, those comments of new Jesup City Manager Nick Ellis. We'll be back with more from District Attorney Keith Higgens' press conference held Tuesday at the Camden County Courthouse. We'll have that right after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. On Tuesday afternoon at the Camden County Courthouse, District Attorney Keith Higgens held a press conference on the Wayne County cases involving defendants John Yonkowski and Wendell Tank Lawson. Spent a good portion of the press conference talking about police misconduct, stating that lead investigator Brad Kickletter was reckless with the truth, provided a cheat sheet of bullet points to the undercover officer for her to use in preparing her report. It was one accusation after another at the press conference against the lead detective, who he stated is still employed by the Wayne County Sheriff, Chuck Mosley, but Higgens says any case that Kickletter investigated will not be prosecuted by the DA's office. Sheriff at this stage still stands behind his officer and is preparing a statement to that effect. He says he and the district attorney simply have different viewpoints regarding his detective, At the press conference, I asked District Attorney Keith Higgens why he and the sheriff have opposite views of the detective. I also asked if Brad Kickletter lied under oath in court. Why isn't the DA's office charging him with perjury?
You have such a different opinion of Mr. Kickletter than the sheriff of Wayne County.
I can't address, I don't have no idea why the sheriff has a different opinion of him or not. I've read the file. I've looked at the file. I've listened to the audio recording of his testimony at the preliminary hearing. Whether or not the sheriff has done that, I don't know. I've listened to the audio recording of his statement to the GBI. Whether or not the sheriff has done that, I don't know. I've actually personally talked with Jan Wogemuth as early as this morning with regard to that, and she verified that she never made these statements ever to anyone. And so when Brad Kickletter says that she said something, it just isn't true. Why the sheriff has a different opinion, that's a question you need to ask him.
Why aren't charges being brought there? If Brad Kickletter did all this and lied about this case, I mean, that's perjury in testifying in court.
So
why aren't there charges brought against him?
So, as I said, I'm going to refer it to, I'm referring it to Pete Skandalakis to make that determination. I'm stepping back from this so that someone who can look at this with new eyes, if you will, perhaps from a more objective standpoint, and make that determination rather than it be me. But I will tell you this, that perjury would mean that when he says something falsely under oath that he knew it was not true. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt I'm giving him, in the best possible light, he was reckless with the truth. I'm giving him that possibility that when he makes a false statement, that he was simply reckless as to whether or not it was true or not. He didn't actually know it was false. Perjury would mean that he intentionally made a statement knowing that it was not true. And so I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt with regard to that, not personally taking any action concerning him.
And once again, all those comments at Tuesday's press conference by the District Attorney Keith Higgens. Once again, we have been in constant communication with the Wayne County Sheriff Chuck Mosley. He says once he has his statement finalized, we'll receive a copy and we'll have that here on the local newscast. Again, the sheriff has a different opinion of his lead detective. In the meantime, Brad Kickletter's attorney, Keith Barber, sent the following statement out to the local media yesterday. It reads as follows. It says, on behalf of Deputy Kickletter, I would like to plainly state that the accusations that were lodged against him in this matter yesterday are a behavior that he is not, nor would he ever participate in at any time. Deputy Kickletter is an excellent and honest law enforcement officer whose main thoughts every day are to do his best in keeping the citizens of Wayne County and elsewhere safe from criminals who prey on law-abiding citizens. This is just another attack on our law enforcement officers for just doing their jobs. I would respectfully just ask for everyone to wait until all the evidence comes out in this case to form an opinion as to what did or did not happen. I'm very confident and have no doubt whatsoever that when all the facts are known in this matter, Deputy Kickletter will be totally vindicated and exonerated. Again, that from Brad Kickletter's attorney, Keith Barber, out of Statesboro, Georgia. Once again, we're waiting the comments from Wayne County Sheriff Chuck Mosley, who at this point is standing by his officer. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. The DA was asked how many cases would be affected in Wayne County that involved Detective Kickletter. He said he was not certain, but heard from Sheriff Mosley that about 40 cases would be involved. At Tuesday's press conference, the district attorney simply dismissed the 3 bond hearings that were held in Wayne County Superior Court regarding this case, and he knows as well as anyone that Wayne County Superior Court is much higher than Magistrate Court, yet he admitted shockingly that he had no knowledge of the evidence that his Assistant DA Tiffany Montenegro presented before a Superior Court judge not once but twice, and asked that bond be denied in the John Yonkowski case. He stated he had not looked at the transcript, and he said that anything presented was not evidence. But at a bond hearing, witnesses are asked to take the witness stand and swear under oath and testify and present evidence to a Superior Court judge, and the judge listens to the state's case, which is the district attorney's case, and the judge listens to the defense's case. And in this case, the defense attorney was Adrian Browning, who argued that a bond should be granted, and WIFO-FM interviewed Attorney Browning after all 3 bond hearings, and she argued that her client was innocent of all the charges. But again, the Superior Court judge at the bond hearing ruled against her not once but twice because the Superior Court judge believed Assistant DA Tiffany Montenegro's case and her evidence presented to the judge. Again, she claimed that the state had over 11 sworn affidavits from women who came forward to claim that they suffered the same fate as did the undercover police agent at the Chop House. Assistant DA Tiffany Montenegro stated the evidence from the district attorney's office, and yes, what is presented in a bond hearing is evidence to determine whether or not the case proceeds forward to trial or to a Wayne County grand jury, and whether a defendant is granted bond or denied bond. And for the district attorney to simply dismiss all that and claim that there is a false narrative is simply not true. The narrative, as I told him Tuesday at the press conference, came from his office and his assistant DA, Tiffany Montenegro, who interviewed all these women, took their statements, apparently believed them, and presented that as the state's evidence at the 2 bond hearings, claiming she had sworn affidavits from the 11 women in front of a Superior Court judge. Those are the facts that cannot be disputed. But for the sitting district attorney to simply disregard all that information at a press conference and not be able to answer the question posed to him, did his assistant DA lie in court, is difficult to understand. It's frustrating for the so-called victims in this case. The process after a bond is denied not once but twice is to proceed to a Wayne County grand jury, and that was not done in this case. And that decision was made solely by the district attorney, and that's his prerogative. But that's not how most judicial systems work in America. But this isn't the first, and it won't be the last by this district attorney. Just ask the Harder family about a murder case in which it was indicted and ready to proceed to trial. That was thrown out by the DA as well. And that case also never saw the inside of a courtroom. Once again, we'll continue to follow the story as it develops. We'll wait on Sheriff Mosley's statement. Again, we invite DA Higgens to join us on the Butch and Bob Show at any time to discuss this case or any other case or his re-election campaign. But for him to simply dismiss the 3 bond hearings at the press conference in which his assistant DA, Tiffany Montenegro, argued that bond be denied and was pursuing a trial in this case, again, is simply hard to understand. That's why the question was asked, and again, go back and listen. The district attorney didn't answer the question. He simply said I was not being civil. It's like Tom Cruise in the movie A Few Good Men. We just want the truth. I feel like Jack Nicholson is telling me I can't handle the truth. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news this Saturday at the Wayne County Farmers Market, the annual Barbecue and Blues event, April 6th at 6 p.m. Tickets for adults $25, children 12 and under $15. Music by Jeff Chandler and Chloe Price, and stand-up comedy by Briggy. If you need ticket information, contact Market Manager Amanda Ryan on number 561-578-9069. Again, that's this Saturday, April 6th at the Wayne County Farmers Market. This is an election year. The primary date is May 21st. The registrar's office says the last day to register to vote in the primary is April 22nd. If you need more information or to register, simply contact the Wayne County Registrar's Office. That number 912-427-5950. Chamber of Commerce getting ready for their post-legislative luncheon at Coastal Pines Technical College. The date Tuesday, April 23rd from 11 to 1. Everyone's invited to come get a recap of the session from our local representatives, State Senator Blake Tillery, State Representative Buddy DeLoach, and State Representative Stephen Meeks. Tickets $30 for members, $40 for non-members. Everyone's invited. Need ticket information, call the Chamber at 912-427-2028. Wayne County Board of Tourism Spring Fair taking place all this week at the JC Fairgrounds. Again, Monday through Thursday from 6 to 10, Friday and Saturday 6 to 11. Cost $15. That includes all the rides. Need more information, call the Tourism Board office at 912-427-3233. And a community-wide blood drive set for Monday, April 15th from 1 to 6 p.m. at Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium, sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Ladies Auxiliary. To schedule an appointment, please visit redcrossblood.org, enter Jesup to schedule an appointment. Once again, the date, Monday, April 15th from 1 to 6 p.m. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.